Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Might as well go right into copper cable. I'll skip to red circuits. And then we'll backtrack a little bit and get the plastic. We'll do the blue circuits even though they're kind of out of sequence, or the speed modules. And that's all of those. So all of these names are wrong. I didn't do stone. And I'm seriously considering that I should have. But I think I'll put stone and iron ore at the bottom. So this is copper. Iron. Steel. Copper cable. Not iron stick. Green circuit. Red circuit. Blue circuit. Plastic. Sulfur. Speed 1. Solid fuel. Rocket fuel. I'm considering making a distinction between rocket fuel for the trains and rocket fuel for the silo. But does it matter? I mean, I don't actually have a rocket fuel loader on this design, and the rocket fuel unloaders are all spread out. This was going to be stone. And this was going to be iron ore. Because I'll need them in the future. You do not have a stack size of 50, you have a stack size of 10. Oh, feel a stack size of 100? All these stack sizes are wrong. I thought solid fuel is stack size of 50. That explains why all these are broken, huh? I don't think sulfur is a stack size of 100. Was that the Ramones? I don't know. Because I don't have a play history here. I just have shuffle. Well, remind me at the end of this song so that I can skip back and not lose the place on this song, because this is a good song. Too late. I've already decided I'm going to do it. Hello, Reach. All right, well, let's double check these things. Sulfur. Stack size of 50. Solid fuel. Stack size of 50. That was Roll with the Changes from REO Speedwagon. And before that was Strobe from Dead Mouse. And this is the Animals. Plastic goes to 100. That's fine. Blue circuits goes to 100. But I know these two are wrong. These three are wrong. Ed Sheeran does a really good version of this. For Sons of Anarchy. 100, 100, 100, and this is 50. So this is a bit frustrating. I've got a bunch of stuff I need to update now. But that makes a lot of sense why that was broken before now. That was a very frustrating experience, so now I have a bit more understanding. As far as how this looks on the mini-map. Zoomed way out, it's pretty terrible. Oh well. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. These are all good. I do have Ramones in this playlist, so. This is light oil. Heavy oil. Acid. Yes. And you're already done. I need more space to be able to have them clear and visible, but I can't afford the space, so. This is going to be copper, and copper has a stack size of 100, so no changes there. The combinator. Iron. Same thing. Steel. Copper cable is wrong. Green circuits and red circuits are wrong. So we'll collect those, or correct those all at once. Blue circuits are fine with the default of 100 stack size. So we're good there. So is plastic. Why does plastic have a color Oh, that's okay. Doesn't look white. I think these are all wrong, so we'll take these 3 down here with us. Sulfur is 50, as I recall. Is that really what sulfur looks like? 102, 92.5. Yeah. Nope. I also want to look at those things to see if I can get them more on a grid alignment so that they don't get in way if the power poles, like stretch this out a little bit or shorten it or something. All right, so this was sulfur, sulfuric acid. Good. Did I miss any here? Sponsored by Tam2E. Thank you very much for your sponsorship. So this is rocket fuel, and then these are not defined, but they are stone and I don't know. Rocket fuel is 10. So I was working on my playlists last night, and I have been combing my personal archive of music, and oh, I'm halfway through it all. I'm into the M's. It's gonna be such a banging song. You think I got good music now? Oh, so good, so good. It's coming. All right, I need an iron ore train to get the color, and I need a stone train. To get the color, and then I get all 3 of these. All right, so that's all done. Now I can go back to what I was doing a minute ago. Well, an hour and a half ago. But first, let's update this blueprint. Oh, we don't want the tiles. Thank you, though. Wonder why you don't have... Oh, because you don't have power poles. So I screwed that up. You need power poles. More importantly, you need this connection between this power pole and this. There we go. And then guess what? Take the blueprint again. Still don't want the tiles. But I want to see what's wrong with the tiles up there. Nothing. Okay, back to this design. Oh. All right. So here's where I should be able to go to a Petro unloader. Smoked it. It's right here. That's Africa. If I was to play this again, I would probably decrease the world size by at least 1, maybe 2. I don't need it this big. Now I need coal, and then I need 2 plastic loaders. These are unloaders. And I need to have a column header for these. And then I need a plastic loader. Yeah, smoking. I probably could fit it all in Africa. Most songs are sexual, bro. All right, so this should give me a new plastic design, and I shouldn't need to do anything else. So that means that I can go here and I can grab this plastic build, change it to today, store it here. Complain about the fact that I did not put my logo down there. Now if I take that template, because that's what these are all based out of, you've got power pole failures, but that's it. Oh, it's not really an anchor point for me anymore, is it? Bit of a challenge. These don't have commonplace anymore. What we're saying is we're putting this just there. And we're not going to put it in here anymore. And I might make another change to this still, so I just want to capture what I've got. So what I'm thinking of doing Let me capture these before I lose them. I think I'm going to need to consolidate these and not make a distinction between those that are made for the rocket silo and those that are essentially for research. Because the only difference really is the names. Okay, so these two are essentially the same. So we're going to ditch this, put this back in place so that I can work on that. Okay, so let's... The other item that I was concerned about is the fact that this doesn't play well if I want to run another set of power poles down here. Obviously, I mean, this is a big improvement over the previous designs to be able to run power poles along the one side. And I'm happy with that. And there's nowhere else they're going to go. So they kind of stick out. But that's okay. I can use that for RoboPorts. I'm not going to make changes so that I can run power poles down the middle. Although that would be very nice. This power pole gets in the way of the rail. And I don't want to change that. Although it would be nice to be able to run this down the middle. To do that, I would have to shift all those over some more. Which, considering I'm staying within a power pole grid, I don't much care. But we see here that I've got some of these that hit this power poles. The end of this stacker hits the power pole. The rail of this stacker hits the power pole. If I put this here just as a placeholder, I'm asking myself, is there a way I can make some slight changes to guarantee that I don't hit power poles? Right? So the width of this is determined by the length of the train. Duh. But I have room to move the whole thing over. So one of the things I was looking at was, okay, if I were to put this here, I would have to, assuming I could adjust for that one there that has to be adjusted for, by moving all of it like down 2, which is, or up 1, which is also nah, but I could do it. I could make some adjustments to where the RoboPort is and where the fuel unloader is and let that tuck in some more. Like if I move this fuel unloader in, right? If I move this fuel unloader to the left, like that, then this RoboPort can go down there. And by the way, it's still there. And with that RoboPort down there, then all of this can move. I've got this collision point here. But if I get rid of, if I'm willing to sacrifice that, then I literally can take everything, two-step process. Place it there. Now that's only part of what I want to do. Because if I can move all of these 3 over, if I move them a 3 over, 1, 2, 3, that's 1, 2, 3, it would put me in the middle here, which might be really sexy for running a power pole down the middle. So if I were to whack all of these, and then take all of this. Now I've broken some power poles there, and I need to put those back. So this and this. I really wish I could get a good alignment point there, but that's as good as that's getting. However, I have now broken this. Oh, that's interesting. Because my RoboPort now needs to go here, so maybe this didn't need to be moved as I did. So that's as good as that's going to get. Now I could move this here just to keep myself. I like how these are toughed up against that. This is a little longer than this would be, but that's okay. That puts my other RoboPort right here, which puts me within range of putting this. How many of these would I need? Does this cover this? That looks like it's covered. That's appealing. Simple. Not like I need that for the build, but I could also just as easily put a other thing there. Substation. So now what we're looking at here is how much of this can I put. So we see I have a conflict here. Which is pretty damning. And then a whole bunch down there. Also, we have an unacceptable interference with this thing. So can we move this whole thing over one more? Not without a problem here. I would have to move this over one more, which probably wouldn't be a problem either, to be honest. Now we're in the way of fuel. Oh, that's a pretty big in the way. Because it's not just fuel that we're in the way of. I was close to being able to run large power poles down the middle. And then I would just hook up RoboPorts to them. And it would be glorious. So I'm mulling over what are my options here, right? Because I'm not going to do anything different here. I would have to shove it over one further. And again, if I wanted to put it on the outside, I'd have to get through that. And then I've got that collision, and now I've got that collision. I've got a collision all the way down because I extended this out there. Could I go one more? If I were to go one more, I would have a collision of this loader. Because one more would put me here. I'm also getting farther and farther away from this, which I'm not a fan of. So I don't think that's the direction I want to pursue. So I don't see me putting large power poles in the middle then. I will move this back to the left a bit. Yeah, it was worth trying. So that's a collision. If I put it here, I'd rather go here. And then just accept that I'm going to put RoboPorts. in the middle. I can make this adjustment because I don't really care where this fuel station goes. So that's obviously too tight, so this fuel station has to go here. Oh, a little too far. So you go to about there, and you go to about there. So yeah. So now this is too short. Kind of need to build this to make sure that a train can fit here. You were talking about a song feeling sexual, Smoking? It's a Prince song. That's what they are. Yeah, that'll fit. I don't need all this. Why isn't this here? Yeah, that's supposed to be there. All right, I'm good with all that. Oh, contact lens attack. Hang on.